More on the disappearance of MH370, CCTV anchor Mike Walter spoke to an aviation expert. David Soucie is also an author who's written a book on the mystery flight. He says it's very likely a plane could simply go missing in the future again, and here's why.
Well, simply put, because we haven't done anything to make sure that it doesn't happen again. The same technology that was on board that aircraft is currently on board all the other aircraft that are flying that same route in that part of the world, and there has been no advancements in technology put into new aircraft at this point.
David, let me run through some of the different scenarios and get your thoughts. The rogue pilot theory, as investigators call it, has kind of emerged as the most plausible explanation among several experts as to why the plane may have disappeared. Do you agree?
You know, I don't. I've done a quite extensive analysis. There are about 125 validated facts or validated clues that I put together in the analysis. I use an algorithm that I've used for about 20 years doing accident investigations. That algorithm, using those 125 facts against each other, show that really that isn't the most plausible theory.
Well, let's run through some of the other suggested things that have been tossed out there. Mechanical failure, a fire, hijacking, sabotage, some other event as yet unknown. Out of all of those, and you look at all the equations, any thoughts?
Well, I think it comes down to really two of those. One is that the aircraft being commandeered or someone deciding to take it somewhere. But if that were the case, they didn't do it very well because they took it to a place where it really would have been found anyway, or been at least located. And also they didn't take it to a place where they could land the aircraft. It'd be out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, because that is a factual piece of information. The other plausible theory, which I think is, at least in my analysis, has come out to the top, is the possibility of a fire on board that actually caused an explosive decompression. The fire up there in the front of the left side of the aircraft is the emergency and the electronics bay. And that E&E compartment up there is where all the radios that went out all together, they're located all together as well. They're within about 36 inches of each other. So should something significant happen, a fire or the oxygen tank, which is also co-located there, could have ruptured. Any of those things could have caused, or at least provided a valuable explanation as to what then occurred on that airplane.
David, we're just about out of time. I did want to ask you, though, 4 ships currently deploying submersibles with sonar to scan for any sign of debris. So far, they've scoured an area nearly the size of the U.S. state of Massachusetts. The Australian Bureau announced Thursday that the goal is to continue to expand the search. In fact, the goal is to search a total of more than 59,000 square kilometers, which is roughly the size of the U.S. state of West Virginia, by May. First, your thoughts on the size of the search. Secondly, will it produce results?
Well, the first thing on the size of the search is based on assumptions, and the primary assumptions, the area that pointed the aircraft to, which is about 9,000 square miles, or about 1/3 of the entire search area, about 20,000 square kilometers, that area has been searched, and that is the highest probability area. The remaining 2/3 of the search are less probable. So every day that goes by when they don't find anything, in my estimation, they're getting further and further away from the high probability area, meaning that the chance of finding the aircraft is becoming less and less as days go by.
So it'll always remain a mystery then?
You know, if they don't find it, it certainly will. There's so many mysteries, but not to say that we can't learn something from it already, and there already are things being done to improve safety based on these lessons.
David, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.